Well, here we are. It's August the 14th and we're going to have our little monthly walkabout. I'm a few days late, but we've been busy. Here's our current offerings. One of our farm cats chilling out. Tomatoes ready for market tomorrow. Asparagus. Our first tomato house. The yield in here is waning a bit now. Our second crop of cucumbers and squash, still producing nicely. Sunflowers. The onions are all dried and boxed up and ready to sell. First cucumbers and squash is kind of waning, but they're still yielding a little bit. Our second tomato house is winding down. We're getting some nice Geronimo still. And some early girl too. Our September tomato bed is looking healthy. Our third tomato and pepper and eggplant house is coming into its own. Lots of lovely early girl. Really nice big early girl we picked out of here today. And Geronimo too. I think our experiment with the tie-up peppers is successful. Look at the nice looking peppers down there. And here's some that are starting to turn color. Very pretty. But I have to say that our experiment with the tie-up eggplant is a bit of a bust. Our outside eggplant, by comparison, is much, much healthier. Our outside peppers are coming along really strongly. Starting to get a few colored ones, which is normal for mid to late August. Nice bells. We've been sowing buckwheat in our empty spots. Exaggeratum. We continue to be amazed by broom corn, which we use in our bouquets. Ever-bearing strawberries seem to be quite a bust. We've hardly picked any off of them. In this section we have the AC Valley Sunset, which we planted in March, and some of them seem to be affected by this disease where who knows what it is. It's causing them to die off. Seen this in Jewel before, but I've never seen it in All-Star. I should just stick to All-Star. It's such a marvelous variety. I'm not sure why I'm constantly looking for new varieties. And here's some buckwheat coming up nicely. There's our third sowing of cucumbers and squash. I've never had a nice looking third sowing. Perhaps it's because I'm keeping on the spraying weekly. I'm trying to spray with Pyganic weekly to control cucumber beetles. It's our last sowing of beans. Sunflowers, last sowing of sunflowers, more buckwheat. Green beans. Big celosia bed up there. Lots of celosia. Lettuce is continuing to do well. It's been cool, that helps. Helps to give lettuce good size. Here's the blackberries. They're looking very healthy. If only we can get these vines to survive the winter, we should have a huge crop next year. The grapes are getting ready to harvest pretty soon. Pretty soon will be time to pick them and make some more wine. Our raspberries are starting to come on pretty strongly. We're picking a couple of quarts every day, maybe more than that. And look at this lovely orb weaver. Zinnias and feverfew and some statice, and we just planted buckwheat in here yesterday. Got this patch weeded out. My son would characterize this perennial bed as wild country. So this is one of next week's projects, to try and get this weeded out and under control. Rainy years are such a challenge with weeds. Some buckwheat coming up nicely here, and some leeks. They're coming along nicely. More gigantic broom corn. There's our second sowing of cabbage, which we've been cutting a lot out of. We're keeping up with our U-pick bed here, keeping the rows open. Our first cabbage and cauliflower patch is finished, so we'll be getting this mowed down next week and put down to buckwheat. Our hens are settling in nicely, eating tomatoes at the other end. Here, cheeky, cheeky. Cheeky, cheeky, cheeky. And here's the bee yard. We'll be taking the honey off soon, perhaps towards the end of this month, in a week or so. Bees seem very happy. So that's about it. I'll leave you with some pictures of Zella's lovely garden. And we'll see you in September.